Manhattan's radical lefty DA, Alvin Bragg, he is just the worst. Once again showing he cares more about politics than public safety. U.S. Marine Daniel Penny facing a second-degree manslaughter charge in the chokehold death of Jordan Neely, a homeless man on a New York City subway. Penny's attorney says his client stepped in to protect other passengers after Neely was reportedly making threats and scaring people. And they say they were caught off guard by the charges. Watch.
How did you find out about the charges?
Well, we were told that there was going to be a grand jury presentation and then that would take some time, and it was going to be a very kind of a deliberate process. It was not going to be rushed. Then suddenly we got a call one night before Danny was asked to surrender, and said he's got to surrender to the police department tomorrow. So at that point, what do you mean tomorrow? This was going to be a long process. Suddenly it's tomorrow.
Well, he now faces up to 15 years in prison if he is convicted. Did Bragg cave to progressive pressure? Joining me now in studio to discuss, former prosecutor, criminal defense attorney, and adjunct law professor at Cornell University School of Law, Randy Zelin is back. Randy, this is a fascinating case for so many reasons because it does elicit different, strong reactions from different people. So Daniel Penny, like as Lawyer said, thought there weren't going to be charges for some time because you have to convene a grand jury and present evidence to them. That obviously is a process. So Alvin Bragg didn't do that. Why didn't he convene a grand jury?
Well, I think he took the easy way out, but it was actually to the advantage of the defense. Because by charging just with a felony complaint, no grand jury, you can be charged, but you can't be prosecuted. You can't be taken to trial on a felony complaint. You must be indicted. So what happens is Bragg gets the best of both worlds. I made the arrest. It's out of my hands. He's charged. Advantage defense, because now there's no grand jury presentment yet. The defense has the opportunity to go to Bragg and say, tell you what, pal, we're going to put on a case in the grand jury. We're not telling you that we're going to put our client on, but we're going to avail ourselves of the law, which says we can tell you, DA, tell the grand jury about this evidence. Tell the grand jury about the witnesses in the subway car who would testify as to the fear that they were in and how Mr. Penny ostensibly saved their lives. We want the video played to the grand jury so you can see. Mr. Penny can't even see Mr. Neely. All he's trying to do is subdue him until help arrives because there's no police.
Yeah, and
he's not getting indicted.
We haven't seen some of the other angles that other passengers might have that have not been made public.
And that's critically important.
But so also to your point about the grand jury, I think there are a lot of people, all you need is a few people who live in and around New York who are on the subway pretty regularly. And they'll tell you every person who rides the subway has stories, not just a story. They have stories about people just like this who scare them. And you don't know, there's so much unpredictability. So, you know, in reading about this case, I'm wondering, what do you do? What are you supposed to do? When are you supposed to intervene? When are you supposed to protect yourself? Because progressives like to say, it's all in your head, you're just scared, deal with your own fear. This wasn't really a scary situation. It's like, well, why don't you ask the other people?
And that is why he's not going to get indicted, because
I think you're right about that.
The DA has such a huge mountain to overcome. First of all, when you think about a defense, justification is not a defense that the defendant has to prove. The district attorney has to disprove that defense, prove that the defense is not reasonable, beyond a reasonable doubt, all the way up here. Moreover, it is from the perspective of the defendant. Did I reasonably believe that you needed me to save you? Then, from a reasonable person's perspective, would a reasonable person knowing that information react the same way? So you watch the video, he's just subduing the guy. He's not intending to kill him. That's why he's not charged with intentional murder. But as soon as you have the witnesses come in to say, that man saved my life, that man saved my life, that man's a hero, he's not getting indicted. And now Alvin Bragg can say, don't look at me. The grand jury spoke.
So what could get him convicted? You know, when does the prosecution prove that he used too much force? He used,
Brilliant point.
There was a line that he crossed, and a reasonable person.
Right. First of all, it won't happen because even if the grand jury was instructed on the law properly, as you just said, the force was excessive. You can only use deadly force to meet deadly force. This guy weighs 130 pounds. He doesn't have a weapon. He's just ranting and raving. They'll disregard that and say, listen, I ride the subway every day. I look behind me. I look around me. I have to have eyes in the back of my head. But here's where the problem, the rub could be. His military training. With that military training, can the DA say, listen, with that training, that chokehold that you applied, you ignored the fact that there was a risk that you could kill this guy, not only by the way you were choking him, but for the length of time that you were choking him.
But there's discrepancy there as well. You know, Eric Adams says it was 6 minutes. Jordan Neely's attorney says it was 15 minutes. So there are discrepancies there.
Play the video.
But I think if you have a jury of New York City peers, they will err on the side of, I wish there were other people who would stand up and protect me when I've been in these situations and felt very vulnerable. Randy, always good to talk to you.
Thank you for having me.
We'll talk to you more.